Today we're going to be testing and finding out how it's best to configure one of the best clearing weapons on the game. From that, most of you can probably guess, it's revolving around the Flower of Truth today, so yeah, should be a good one. Just before we do get into the video, if you've not already joined the Discord, please consider doing so, it's linked in the description. As always, we've actually got some Bed Wars tournaments going on over there in the next couple of weeks, and there is actually really good prizes. Also, there's coin giveaways, so you should get over there, check it out. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. Now, the Flower of Truth has been in the game for quite a while now, and it's undergone a lot of buffs and a lot of nerfs, but it's still one of the best clearing weapons on the game. Now, typically, there's two ways you use the Flower of Truth, and when I say use, what I mean by that is how you configure it. So basically, if you don't have the enchanting level for Soul Eater, you'll go for Ultimate Wise, and that's pretty much as far as it goes for most people. Now, we've all seen what One For All does for pretty much any other weapon in the game, such as the Living Dagger and the Giant Sword. It literally makes it do so much more damage. So why do you not see that many people using One For All on a Flower of Truth? To be honest with you, that's sort of the question that I want to answer in this video, because why not? I mean, it is very expensive. It's never usually this expensive. I think at one point it went back down to like 8 mil. 21 mil. There will be a reason for this, I'm just not quite sure why. So what I've done is I've got myself 3 different Flower of Truths. One with Ultimate Wise, Smite 6 and the usual decent enchantments. Withered, they're all withered, they're all recombobulated. All got Hoptail books on as well. The next one has simply just got One For All. I think this cost about 25 mil. And the next one has got Soul Eater 5, Smite 6. Pretty much the same enchantments as the Ultimate Wise one, but with Soul Eater. This one cost about 25 mil too. Now this one with Ultimate Wise, I think that was, I bought this a long time ago, I think it was somewhere around like 13 mil or 15 mil, somewhere around that margin. To be honest with you, it might have been slightly less. Now you see a lot of people using the Soul Eater 5 Flower of Truth, which is fair enough. I mean, granted you don't get the Ultimate Wise bonus, so you don't, obviously you're going to have a decent amount of mana for this to be effective, but the same goes for the One For All one, so it'd be interesting to see the damage difference between the One For All Flower of Truth and then the Soul Eater Flower of Truth. One For All on its own basically increases your weapon's damage by 210%. Soul Eater 5 gives your weapon 10 times the damage of the last monster that you killed at the end of the next hit. So it'll be very interesting to see which actually is better. Now obviously the Flower of Truth is a clearing weapon, and it's not the greatest on its own. You'd usually pair this with another weapon like, I don't know, the Giant Sword or the Living Dagger or the Shadow Fury or so on. So to start off with, we're just going to do a simple damage test in the graveyard to see straight up what does the most damage. We're going to be using this Necron set with this Tiger Pet. And first of all, we're going to be testing the Ultimate Wise Flower of Truth. We're just going to do a left click, which is 89k, and a right click, which is 67k on the first hit. Now we'll move on to the One For All, which is 143k, which is considerably more damage. And then if we right click, we're getting about 140k, which is really not too bad. And as for the Soul Eater, 93k, but obviously these mobs that we're killing are quite puny, to be honest. I mean, they're not really very good. If we killed a mob with basically more health, then in theory we'd do more damage. Let's try our right click ability. 67k. Okay, so yeah, very similar. Now if we go to the Crypt Ghouls, in theory our second hit should be quite a lot higher. Yeah, 123k. So Soul Eater is going to basically scale with basically the level of mob that you're killing. Not only the level, but the health and the damage that you do to it, which is pretty cool, to be honest. Right clicking is doing 67k, 71k. Obviously you can see it's increasing. I wonder what happens if we kill that one. Do they then do even more damage? Okay, so it's quite a close one at this point. One For All is still doing 155k. So we're in the end, and we're just going to test out the One For All, which is 159k, and then let's test out the Soul Eater, 107k. But now technically if we kill this, 229k. Okay, I can really see why people like Soul Eater. I mean, One For All is way more consistent, like regardless of the mob that you're killing. It is going to be better, but this is pretty mental, to be honest. So we're now going to test out these Flower of Truths in a floor 6 just to see how they compare. Okay, so we're just going to use the One For All. It is the One For All. Yeah, we're going to use the One For All. We're going to be doing about 4 million per damage. This is right at the start of the dungeon. I am playing Berserk as well. Obviously, you don't have to play Berserk. You can pretty much play whatever you want. I don't actually have my don't think I have my Yeti pen at the moment, so that may be why I'm taking a lot of damage. So I'm going to be doing at the moment like around 4 million damage. Obviously the damage that you're going to do is going to be different to my damage. Was that 23 million damage? Okay, I understand why people use Soul Eater. To be honest with you, I was expecting the outcome of this video basically to be One for All being the best. Don't know why, because nobody uses One for All Flower of Truth, but this Soul Eater Flower of Truth is just insanity. Like, look at the damage that it's doing. Like, maybe I should put Soul Eater on my Livid Dagger. Okay, let's just do a little bit more of a comparison. So like, wait, this is One for All. Okay, this is One for All. Still, how am I doing that much damage? Like, I never usually do that much damage. What the hell? I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. Really not sure. Cut a long story short, this Soul Eater Flower of Truth is not going anywhere, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So, in a nutshell, I'm going to be keeping the Soul Eater Flower of Truth because it is just ridiculously better than the other two. That pretty much sums it up for me. But anyway, I hope you all did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.